Hey, it's Maria back in the video. It's like 8:02 or something like that. And I really can't believe that I overslept. Usually I'm up by now. I'm usually up around 6-ish. And I got up around 4 and fell back asleep. So I think that kind of threw me off, but I'm kind of having one of those days. I'm just, too much. I guess I needed to sleep because, I'm mentally drained from the constant thinking and overthinking this issue because it's something that I'm very disturbed by. I'm disturbed by it. There are people who were on this little employment committee that I don't want anything to do with. And knowing that they were a part or they were encouraged to be a part of my life that I didn't ask them to be, disturbs me. It's like I feel threatened and I'm not comfortable with it. I I just I don't understand why people have to make everything complex. They destroy shit and then they basically make me suffer for it. I try to be understanding too because I really do need to get up. Just don't have the energy. I never wanted this. And the people that are on this, I call it the committee, or actually, originally I called the name the collective. Like, I knew that there were certain people. I didn't know that, um, um, I thought that was mostly comprised of people that I worked with before. And now I understand exactly who's part of this collective group. And initially when I found out that Stephen Wiles was involved in it, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, because he was somebody that I used to like when I was in high school, but I can see that he's mentally ill. Okay, there's something very off about this person, and as well as his mom and that probably that whole family. Um, and so, I'm not cool with them having anything to do with me. I don't want them in my life. And I've already said I'm nervous that Steve Murray is around and he shouldn't be in my life anymore. I really shouldn't be. Like I said, he screwed up that one lady's life and he screwed up mine. And I think this man is dangerous because he has an overinflated ego and seems to think that everything he does is okay. Everything he does is disastrous, okay? I'm not comfortable with that, it's like, I don't appreciate being held back year after year after year after year. This shit's been going on forever, or being, um, made to adhere to the whims of people that I don't want anything to do with. And this isn't rebellion. Don't ever try to act like I'm rebelling. I'm not rebelling, okay? I'm a law abiding citizen for the most part, okay? Every once in a while I do cross the street without the crosswalk, okay? And that is breaking the law, like I said. But compared to these people, I'm a goody two shoes. This is like the typical, evil type crimes that go on behind the scenes, and it's evil, period. Um, and extremely impressive because I deserve to live my life. Like, if these people had a beef with me here, like I said, I was willing to move, but they made an issue to where I couldn't move anywhere. So this is bullshit. Um, my rights have been violated, and it disturbs me. That's what keeps me up at night. That's what wakes me up in the middle of the night. Because these people, there is no end to their idiocy. And it's alarming. And when you see how many videos I've made, it's like you wonder, when are they going to connect the dots? Okay, how do you need how in what way how do I have to say it in order for these people to realize that they screwed up, that they had no right? I've said it many times before. I've outline the laws, the penal codes, the everything I could possibly imagine. I basically stated over and over again, these people don't belong in my life. My family shouldn't have anything to do with anything that I do at all. I'm an adult, okay? I never invited them, but yeah, this shit still continued on, you know. And then the whole Stephen Lyles thing out of nowhere, and his mom and all this other bullshit. To me, that how could people believe that that would even be like I would be married to Joel and seeing Steven at the same time. Like I said, I've already gone through that whole thing. That is just so ridiculous. It's like it's so over the top, you know. And yet I was stuck with people pointing the finger at me for this bullshit, you know. I'm tired of it. You know, I live in fear every day because of the stupidity of these people. I do. I live in fear every day because I don't trust them to make the right decisions. I don't trust them at all. And that includes Karen. And that's sad to say, but it's like, you know, I don't feel like I can trust anyone. I just don't, you know, and I'm always worried about it because, you know, after you made over 800 videos stating your case, okay, that there is no reasonable explanation or any reason for these people to involve themselves in my life, okay, please get out, leave me alone, whatever, whatever, and they continue to do what they do, you can't help but start getting scared because, you know, it's disturbing. It's extremely disturbing. So here are some people that I want off the committee, okay? Whatever this collective group is, I don't want any of you guys, okay? I don't want to talk to any of you. Don't want to have a relationship with you. I don't want anything to do with you. I don't want to even remember you guys exist, okay? That's how angry I am. No, like I said, it's not something I can forgive. I can't forgive year after year after year after year. I've been starting making videos since 2015. After year, okay? And then you continue to do what you do and expect there is no way, okay, that I could forgive anyone. There is not anybody that should have come to an employer saying, well, Maria said this, I'm someone close to her so that, you know, she'd understand or that she's accepting of me doing this sort of stuff. I'm going to tell you right now, with the only person I care about, okay, is my son. That's it, okay? And I'm sure he knows enough about this issue. But the thing is, he was a minor when he got involved in all this shit. So I'm not even going to drag him into this, okay? Everybody else who got into this, including my own mother, can kiss my fucking ass. Because at this point, you know, you had no regard for me and what I needed to do to live or gave me any indication of what, you know, if my mom had an issue with anything that I did, okay, number one, first and foremost, none of her business. None of her business. I don't give a fuck, okay? None of her business. But if she was really trying to show concern, she would have said, well, you know, I'm hearing from some of your workmates or something that, you know, you changed your hairstyle or something like that. You know, because because at the time I was experimenting with the wigs. I would have said, oh, I would have been pissed off because number one, it's really none of your goddamn business. None of your business. But I would have said, oh, well, I'm experimenting with my hairstyle because I'm dealing with hair breakage and all these other issues. And I would have explained that, okay? Nobody comes directly to you to resolve the issue. It's this whole committee that's unnecessary, and it's all about getting attention so they can continue to fuel their bullshit hatred. It's bullshit, okay? That's not how you nip shit in the bud, okay? I do resent people, you know, honing in on what I'm doing because they thought that everything I was doing had something to do with Stephen Lyles, okay? It had nothing to do with Stephen Lyles, okay? And I see this and it's so ridiculous because that's, you know, I'm not even going to go into how impossible it is. I had no communication with this person. And, or maybe, could be that he somehow managed to get me a job. Could have been the job at the farmer's place or at that mining company. I don't know, maybe. And then they thought because he was a part of my employment, this employment group or whatever, that since he chose a job for me, that somehow or another I was romantically linked with him, which is not true. I had no idea. But whatever the case is, it's just sloppy lack of professionalism that creates chaos, and I'm the one who feels the effects of it, and I'm tired of it. You know, I'm not going to change anything in my life for any of these people. I'm not. You know, because I didn't do anything. You know, I'm not going to sit here and try to be friendly to these people or whatever. I want them the fuck out of my life. You know, they need to fix what they did and get the fuck out of my life. Steve Murray to me is somebody that I really should have restraint. I should put a restraining order on Steve Murray because he's a hard-headed motherfucking piece of shit who seems to think that, and I don't care really. I don't. I mean, you know, I'm a very respectful person, you know, to a certain degree. Okay, I'm very polite, you know, but somebody who does this shit shouldn't be forgiven, and it's not something that I can overlook. I'm absolutely disgusted by this person. He's a monster at this point. Leave me the fuck alone, okay? Um, so yeah, you know, I'm just like, you know, I'm always worried, you know, because I want to move on with my life. I want to forget all of it. I want to forget that I ever knew, and I regret, and I seriously rue the day that I ever got a job at organized sports. I'm so sorry that that ever happened, you know. And you think you leave these people and they want to attach themselves. Why attach yourself? That's not how it's supposed to work. You're supposed to go on with your life, okay, and you're supposed to apply for other jobs, and the job's like you interview at the job, and then they're like, oh, okay, and then they, you know, you say you work for this particular employer, and they say, hey, did she work for you, and you know, whatever, and that's it. I mean, they act like I'm going to work for the Pentagon. They act like I'm going to do all this shit. They make it 10 times harder than it has to be. You know, I would never marry somebody or have any romantic link with anybody who had their hand in what I did for a living. Ever. Ever. Okay? And if you can't figure out why, you're fucking retarded. Okay? Because obviously I'm not going to put myself in an abusive situation. Not on purpose. Okay? I was obviously in abusive situations, but I didn't realize. Okay? I now understand more about things, and I'm very cautious. Okay? I just want to get through my life. That's all I want to do. I want to get through my life, you know, do what I have to do to take care of myself, put a roof over my head, and once it's time for me to go and cash out, you know, in later on in my years or whatever, I want to go with a clean conscience. That's all I want to do. Okay? These people have made my life a living hell. And how Karen can live with herself, I don't understand. You know, I could not. If I did something like this to another person, I would feel guilty. This woman doesn't even have the ability to feel that way. I'm dealing with people who are, what do you call it? They lack empathy. Okay, you have to lack empathy to do what you did. Okay, regardless whether you have empathy or not, I don't give a fuck. Just get the hell out of my life. Fix your shit. Get out of my life. Okay, it's that simple. Anyway, I just needed to say that because, you know, this is always on my mind. I hate waking up in the morning because I'm living a reality that I didn't ask for. I don't want it. I don't want this reality. I don't want, you know, to do the shit that somebody else picked out for me. I don't want to come home at 12 o'clock in the fucking afternoon. I didn't ask for this, okay? I'm tired of people thinking or saying or doing things that are directly opposed to my overall well-being. I know what I need to live to make me happy. This is not it, okay? And I'm sure as hell not going to sit here and adhere to something some mentally disabled man, Stephen Lyles, who fucks his mom. Somebody that is the lowest of the low. That is the lowest form of life you could ever fucking imagine, okay? I don't need somebody telling me how to live my life. He's fucking pathetic, okay? I understand that. Good looking face, okay, but he's pathetic nonetheless. Sounds cold blooded? Really? Does it sound cold blooded? I will tell you how it's cold blooded. Subjecting a woman and forcing her to work and live in a lifestyle that she has no interest in living in. That's 10 times more fucked up, okay? Think about it. Wrapping up this video. Be back with it a little later. Bye.